Greetings Geometry, video 1 of this week. We're now moving on to volume. We've done a bunch of three-dimensional solids and looked at surface area. We're now going to use those area formulas and use it to find the volume of the different three-dimensional figures that we've been talking about. The first one we're going to look at is a sphere. Have a sphere up here right now. Main difference here, the threes, right? Surface area of a sphere was 4 pi r squared. Volume, 4/3 pi r cubed. I can show you where this comes from. We're going to look at it after we look at pyramids and volumes of pyramids. And then I'll show you where this formula comes from in relationship to the surface area in a later video. Can't do it right now just to save time. I don't want the video to go too long. We're already at 46 seconds. You guys got like the attention span of like 2 more minutes and then you're going to shut the video off. Maybe you're already shutting it off. Stay here. All right. So 4/3 pi r cubed. If I give you the radius, remember distance from the center to the side, the radius of that great circle, you take that and you substitute it in for r. Okay? So if the radius is 6 inches, you take 6, plug it in for r. You do order of operations first. So you would do 6 cubed, then 6 times 4/3, and then that would be your answer times pi. Okay? We can go the opposite direction where I could give you the volume and then you solve for the radius. We'll do one of those in a minute. This is a sphere. Hemisphere, half the sphere. So if we wanted to know the volume of the hemisphere, we would take the volume of the whole sphere and divide it by 2. Or instead of 4/3 pi r cubed, that would just be 2/3 pi r cubed. Okay? All right. Let's go back to the full sphere. And let's say that the volume is 200 pi. 200 pi. I want to know what the radius is. Well, we would work backwards. If the volume is 200 pi, we would plug that in for V. 200 pi equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Now we need to get rid of the 4/3. We would divide both sides by 4/3, which is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply by 3/4. As I'm doing this, I see that there's a pi on both sides. If I divided both sides by pi, those are going to cancel. Now I would go 200 times 3, which is 600 over 4 equals r cubed. R cubed would be equal to 150. So now we need to get that 3 out of there. When it's r squared, you take the square root of both sides to get rid of the exponent. Now it's r cubed, so to get r by itself, you would take the cubed root of each side. Now if you turn your calculator sideways, sorry, you're not your calculator, but your phone, because you don't have a calculator, there's a cubed root button on your calculator. Hit math, look for this symbol with the 3 in there. It's also on your phone. When you turn your phone sideways, you hit 150 and then hit that button instead of the square root button. It will give you the cubed root of 150. What times what times what is 150? Okay, so that's working backwards. Volume, you're going to have a couple example problems on the assignment that I gave you. You're going to solve those problems dealing with volume of a sphere.